Hello, AP Human Geography students or AP Hug students. I hope you had a good first week of class in QVS, and I want to express my gratitude and also congratulate you for your work ethic in that first week. I was really pleased to see the degree of interaction between um, you and all of your classmates in the introductory forum. I was pleased to see your willingness to chat with me in Teams and to meet with me in Skype or Teams so that I could answer questions about the course and just kind of guide you through the process for this year. All around, I was very happy with what I saw in terms of our first week in class. And if that's any indication for how the rest of the year is going to go, then we have great things to look forward to. So, again, thank you. I want to take the opportunity today to talk about week 2 and what your responsibilities are for this week, and still encourage you if you are a little bit behind because it took you some time to get um, engaged in the class and to learn how to navigate the Moodle page. The unit is lasting for a month, so we do have a lot of time. A few of you had written me, can I do the ARC GIS map on Monday? My internet is bad. And I think that it probably will be okay. You might be a little bit under pressure in week 2, but probably not too much. So I do understand that sometimes on the weekend at home we have connectivity issues. Just tell yourself on Monday or Tuesday you're going to have to work a little bit more. Or always remember, take your textbook, download that ahead of time, take your textbook home. You could always work on the notes on the weekend when you maybe don't have the best internet. Okay, so those are some ways that you can be proactive and think ahead in terms of how you're going to organize your work week, because I will talk about notes again and what we're going to look forward to the future of the unit. So let's go to the course page. Let's talk about week 2 and all of the wonderful things that I have in store for you this week. Okay. At this point, you can scroll past all this introductory stuff, but all the resources are still here for you. They'll stay there throughout the year. Hopefully, you joined the AP class. If you haven't done that, you want to do that soon. I'll check up on that to see who still needs to get on there. And here's that schedule. Again, remember these dates change from year to year, but you can see that we have about a month for Essential Unit 1. I'm actually going to talk about today how you're going to engage in one of these selective units as well. So we'll briefly look at this selective unit called Geography through Film, because as I spoke last week, there's only 7 essential units in the course, which means we have to do 3 selectives, and you already engaged in one of the selectives if you did the mock exam, and I'm going to talk to you today about how you can engage in the other selective unit, so you'll be done with the entire course by the beginning of May, if that sounds appealing to you. If you want to continue into May after the AP exam, that's completely okay as well. But you don't have to, is the point that I'm trying to make. So let's go to Essential Unit 1. Hopefully you listened to Mr. Sin's introduction, which is behind the map. You can see that the emphasis on the AP exam is lighter for this unit. The name of the unit is Thinking Geographically. I love that name because it kind of sets the foundation for the entire course too. In order for you to draw conclusions about different places at different times, it's important to consider the geography of the place. And I always like to kind of put that into the context. How does geography impact the development of a state? So you have to think about the climate, the vegetation, uh, access to sea or water routes, and even like history of a region to really understand why a place is the way it is at this time. So I love that title. Think about that a little bit further. And you've got all your resources here. We talked about notes last week, and I just mentioned the textbook. So by the end of the unit, you do have to take notes on chapter 1. That note-taking template is here. And I can't remember if I took you to this last week, but at the very, very end of the unit in week 4, you could see there's a place where you're going to upload notes. And I do know I answered this question. Some of you said, do we have to use the SQ3R method? The answer is no, you don't. You can adopt your own method, but if you use the SQ3R method, then I'm telling you that you're going to have at least 5 pages of notes, one SQ3R sheet per key question in chapter 1, okay? And even if you aren't going to use the SQ3R, just use the key questions as your guide for your notes. And those will be collected at the end of the unit. So just kind of be mindful of that. But most of our focus today is going to be on week 2. Or for some of you, you're going to go back and you're going to work on this ArcGIS activity. I want to mention that actually before we move into week 2, if you want to engage in one of the selective units, and I say if you want to because you're going to see the format of it in a minute, it is really related to this, to ArcGIS. So let me close this one and let me take you down to the very last tab. See where it's called Geography through Film. So if you open this one up, you can engage in this selective unit this week because it correlates with that ArcGIS activity that you did. I love this unit. It's called Geography through Film. The TSWs require for us to watch 5 films, okay, through the year. And you have an opportunity to watch one of them with Essential Unit 1. But you can see I have it broken down by Essential Unit. It says choose any 5 of the 13. So if you choose this one, it correlates nicely with the topic of Unit 1. But you can see you have 13 to choose from. So if you don't want to do this one, if you feel like you're rushed for time this week, you can wait till a later unit when I give you other opportunities to watch other films. But anyway, if you want to do this one, you can. It's called Geospatial Revolution. This one's more a documentary. Some of the others are feature films, but in this documentary, you'll learn about geographic information systems and how people use geographic data to make decisions on where retail stores are placed. They make decisions on how to get relief to different areas of the world. It's a really cool documentary series. I think it was the University of Pennsylvania, if I'm remembering correctly. And in doing this, you watch them. The videos are found on this link. And then in the resource section of this unit, while you watch, you need to fill out, oh, it took me all the way back to Unit 1. You need to fill out this film analysis worksheet. So that's what you need to do in order to engage in this selective unit this week. And again, why I'm telling you to do this is because it does correlate nicely with ArcGIS and how we use data. So some of you already did this activity, but how we use data to layer it upon layer in order to build a strong understanding and create a map of a place. And that's using modern technology to do that. So go ahead and watch that video. It's really cool. If you like geography and if you like documentaries, then you might be entertained by the information that they provide. If not that, then this is week 2. So you can see that this week should be very, very manageable for you. Way, way manageable. There's not a lot of work that needs to be done. The 2 AP topics that we're going to look at, the power of geographic data and spatial concepts. I want to remind you of the resources on the AP College Board page. Sorry, I'm kind of taking you everywhere with this, but there are some great resources on the AP College Board page over here that you can use in order to learn more about these different, so I'll take you back down here again, about these different topics, the power of geographic data and spatial concepts. So if you go to, they don't believe that I'm me. If you go to the College Board page, I'll show you, oops, I'm taking you all over the place. I'll show you how you can get some enrichment on these two topics. And even a nice way to review would be to watch the daily videos for the topics from last week, Introduction to Maps and Geographic Data. So let me go over there to our page, which is Geography or APHUG, and I'll remind you of where those videos are. Yeah, so here they are. You can see all of the topics, and if you click on one of them, look at all these daily videos to an introduction to maps, and you could watch the geographic data ones. They're all between like 5 and 10 minutes. The power of geographic data, and spatial concepts right here. So a nice way to start your week would be to review the two from last week and then watch the two for this week. I keep taking you to the wrong page. Anyways, we're back here. And then after you watch those videos, then engage in these activities. And my favorite one is right here. It's called the Cholera Simulation. So if you open this, a man named John Snow became very famous in the 1800s when he solved the mystery of the cholera epidemic that broke out in London. And he used geography and geographic data to solve that mystery. So here is a map of London in the 1800s. You can even click on it. So if you click on it, it will take you here. Nope. There. Nope. Somewhere there, it'll take you there, and you can click on the houses to learn about the people and whether or not they were impacted by cholera. And in doing so, you're going to solve the mystery. So there's like a worksheet down here that you're going to open up, and there's some questions that you're going to answer. And don't watch this video until you solve the mystery, because spoiler alert, it will tell you the answer. And I want to see if you can use geographic data to solve the mystery on your own, okay? I mean, I suppose you can watch the video, but then it's not going to be so fun trying. It won't be so mysterious for you, I suppose, is what I want to say. But that should be a fun activity for this week so that you see the relevance of geographic data, okay? So do that activity, and then we get into spatial concepts. You got another one of these wonderful gifts of knowledge, and you can learn about how different features are distributed across the earth. And one important concept in geography, and I apply it here too, Russia, is distance decay. So like if you think about the map of the world, there are some countries in the world that are very compact, right? Small and compact. In fact, most countries are small and compact. But then you have countries like the United States and Russia and even China. Perhaps we could include Canada in that set of countries that span over several lines of longitude. Okay, and that creates a geographic challenge for a country. And the geographic challenge, especially in the old age, maybe not so much as the modern age when we have modern technology and let's see, like cell phones and trains, high-speed trains and all of that that keep us connected. But in the old age, we had this concept called distance decay. So those countries that span over several lines of longitude have this geographic challenge. How do they stay united despite the fact that they are across many, many, many different time zones? Well, the country of China does it by having only one time zone in all of those different locations, which is a challenge for people way in the West when it's really, really dark when they wake up at 7 a.m. But that's a whole different talk and debate. But that's what that concept is, distance decay. So you're going to learn about that, and you're going to apply it to the Russian state today. So that's week 2 in a nutshell. Some of you need to go back and do ArcGIS. Okay. Some of you can move forward and engage in the selective unit 7 and watch Geospatial Revolution. And others, you can purely focus on week 2, or you can do all of those things. You can purely focus on week 2. And I would also say if you haven't started those notes yet, then open up the textbook and start the notes that you're going to take. And remember, you can always contact me. I am happy to help you. Don't be afraid to reach out for help, and have a good week. Bye.